How to stay up all night for kids. You're a kid, but have you ever wanted to stay up all night, and you eventually fell asleep around 4 a.m.? Do you want to know the detailed secrets to staying up the entire night? The best way to successfully make it through the night without falling asleep is to think of the night as having 4 separate sections. Find things to keep you up during each part of the night, and you can make it. Part 1: Staying up during early night. One, plan to stay away from normal bedtime routines. Throughout the night, you'll want to avoid the things that remind you of sleeping. So stay out of your bedroom if you can. Wear your normal clothes instead of pajamas. Don't trap yourself in a blanket or rest your head on a pillow. Getting too comfy and cozy will make it very difficult to stay awake the whole night. 2. Watch a movie. Movies are fun and they pass the time, but they're also passive, making them easy to fall asleep to. That's why, if you're going to watch a movie, it's better to do it at the beginning of the night. Make sure the movie is exciting, such as an action or adventure movie. Try to avoid bland ones that aren't interesting to you or you and your friends. 3. Use electronics. This will keep your brain active, so you'll be less likely to want to go to sleep. Play video games. If your friends are over, play competitive games that will keep you focused and awake. 4. Talk to each other. If you have friends over, this is a good time to pass the time with conversation. After you've perhaps watched a movie or played video games, keep each other awake by talking about things that interest you, even if you don't have friends over. This would be a good time in the night to talk with them over the phone. Just make sure you ask them if this is all right in advance. Don't call a friend at night without getting permission earlier that day. They might be trying to sleep. Part 2: Staying up around midnight. One. Watch TV. Try to find exciting shows that hold your interest. Feel free to change the show often. It'll stimulate your mind more if you don't watch the same thing continually. When you are watching TV or a movie, don't turn off the lights. Dim lights will make you more tired. 2. Do art. Find something creative to do to keep your mind active. Something fun you can do with your friends or alone, like drawing, coloring, or making music. Just make sure you stay quiet enough to not wake other people in the house. 3. Listen to music. Play some music and dance to it. Staying up on your feet and moving will help you stay awake. Find some fun music you enjoy and listen to it with your friends or by yourself. Make sure you do this in a room that's far enough from your parents' room to not wake them up, or use headphones. 4. Eat a midnight snack. Your body needs fuel to stay awake. Try to avoid super sugary foods, as this will give a short energy boosts followed by a fall in energy. Something high in protein is better, like yogurt, peanut butter, or cheese. Part 3, Staying up during late night. One, do a puzzle or play a board game. The goal is to keep changing activities every hour or so. If you've got friends with you, a board game is the perfect activity for this period of the night. You'll have to pay attention to play well, which means you're less likely to get drowsy. 2. Do some physical activity. Keep your blood flowing to fight the tiredness. Do some kind of exercise, like running around the yard, or some jumping jacks. If you can, play some basketball outside. Anything that keeps you active is going to help. Make sure not to exercise or play so hard that you get exhausted though. Keep it somewhat light. If you want to play outside, ask your parents' permission earlier that day first, depending on your family's rules. This might not be necessary if you're just staying in the backyard, but if you're planning on leaving the house property, get permission first. Being outside at night without an adult can be dangerous, especially if you're alone. 3. Splash water on your face. Cold water might be a little uncomfortable, but that's the point. Being too comfortable will make you more likely to fall asleep. If you find yourself dozing off, go to the bathroom and splash some cold water on your face. Part 4, Staying up around sunrise. One, play outdoors. This is the hardest time to stay awake during, because you've been awake all night by this point. You'll need to do something active to keep awake. Go outside with your friends and play any kind of game. If you're staying up all night alone, you can also take a short walk around the block to get rid of drowsiness. If you want to play outside, ask your parents' permission earlier that day first, depending on your family's rules. This might not be necessary if you're just staying in the backyard, but if you're planning on leaving the house property, get permission first. Being outside at night without an adult can be dangerous, especially if you're alone. 2. Get another snack. You might be feeling hungry by this point as well. Get a couple more snacks to keep your body fueled and ready to go. Just make sure you don't eat too much, or you could get drowsy from the fullness. 3. Watch early morning cartoons or shows. By now, some morning cartoons will probably be coming on. Welcome the sunrise and the new day with some cartoons or shows and congratulate yourself on a whole night spent awake.
Tips.
Keep the lights on and bright. Dim lights will tire your eyes. Try to change activities every hour or so. That way you won't get bored of any one thing. Make a map of your plan for sneaking around the house. Note: where there may be creaks or groans in the house. You can do this for a special event, such as New Year's Eve, but don't do this often. Losing out on sleep can be detrimental to your health, and if you do this before school, you run the risk of falling asleep in school.
Warnings.
Get parental permission if you plan on spending time outside at night.